Hello everybody and welcome to Questing Mayhem. This is a Minecraft 1.7.10 mod pack I have been creating for the past 3 years, and my intent is to create a Let's Play tutorial series on it now that it is almost fully released. We're on Questing Mayhem version 0.17.1. This is the final update to Questing Mayhem before 1.0. Which will just fix some bugs and whatnot. But that's not important right now. We're just going to play Questing Mayhem now that it's released. So this mod pack includes 101 quests and involves over 1,400. Sorry, this mod pack has 101 mods and includes 1,400 and more quests. You can play it on single player, or you can play it on multiplayer. I will be playing it on single player today, and for the rest of the series. So we're going to create a new world, and we're going to call it Questing Mayhem, because I am very original. We're going to play it on survival mode, and we're going to not do a bonus chest, we're not going to do cheats, we're going to generate structures, and for world type we can do default, we can do super flat, we can do large biomes, we can do amplified, or we can do skylands. Questing Mayhem is... The original intent of Questing Mayhem was to play it on default world, and later I added the option to play it on Skylands. I suppose you could also play it on super flat, although you do need to mine for this, so you could customize it if you want. Or you could play it on large biomes if you so wish, or amplified. That may make things a bit harder, but that's an option available to you. We're going to be playing it on default. And the seed I'm going to use for this is 1,412. That's the amount of quests that are in Questing Mayhem. Let's create the new world. As you can see, we've spawned in, and we've spawned in with a Questbook in hand, and 16 apples, and 32 steak. The materials in you also spawn in, as well as world domination with open blocks. These aren't as important, but you can still read through it if you want. It should be worth noting while we're taking a look at recipes real fast here, that many of the recipes have changed in Questing Mayhem. So, for instance, this actually is the correct recipe for the auto enchantment table. I did not know that. It changed it in the book. That is very cool of it. So yeah, I've changed the recipe for auto enchantment table, auto anvil, as well as many other items and blocks in Questing Mayhem. So we're going to open our Questbook here, and you'll see the Questing Mayhem logo with the little creeper in the corner. And we have the Questing Mayhem book. There's a little warning up here that says this mod pack is still in development and many quests and whatnot are subject to change. That should actually be deleted pretty soon because it's not out, it's not in early development anymore, it's pretty much complete. So ignore that for now. That can be fixed in version 1.0. In this questing mod pack, unlike many other questing mod packs, you are not trapped, you are not living on a skyblock, you are not living after the apocalypse. You have an open, regularly generated world. This quest book includes 700, actually, 700 quests. We can check that here, 773 to be exact. This quest book has been designed to make every type of Minecraft player happy. In this HQM book, there are 13 quest lines to quest through. However, this book only contains part 1 of the mod pack. Once you are finished entirely with this book, open your Better Questing quest book. There is no physical quest book for better questing. Look in your keybinds to see which key you press to open it. Even though you can open the first quest line in there, it is not recommended. You will not be able to complete all of the quests in the first quest line until you have completed this entire book. If it's confusing, don't worry about it. Cross that bridge when you finish the HQM book. Compared to some, this pack and its quest books are rather grindy, which is shown by the amount of quests there are. However, there aren't a lot of gaps between quests, so hopefully there shouldn't be too much distance between completing quests. Many items have been modified with Mindtweaker Recipe Maker, with the intention of making some of the items harder to obtain. This quest book is just a guide to modern Minecraft. It is not mandatory you use it when playing through this pack, although it is recommended. Happy questing! pack and Questbook entirely made by Mantic. That's me. So, we can look at our quest by going here. We can click the click here to start button, and we can see that there's 773 quests in this quest book. We can also turn on a hardcore questing mode if we want. That will limit you to 3 lives at the start, and you can get more lives as you complete quests, but we're not going to be playing in hardcore today. We can click here to show quests, and we can see all 13 quest lines in this book. Now, if we close out of that book and open the Better Questing quest book, which is right here, it's default to Grave. I like to set it to V, which may also be used for something else, but we can click V, and it won't do anything because it's set to something else. Yay. It's set to Vario on-off. I have no idea what that is, so I'm going to turn it off. It's also set to Charge. That may come in useful at the very end of the pack, but we're not going to be using it today. So, we can open the quest book and we can see Questing Mayhem Part 2. This we will not be actually using for a long time, but we can go and take a look that many quests are also in this pack, in this book in fact, and we can complete some quests here. These quests are all in the HQM book as well. We can get to this in a minute. For now, we don't need to worry about that. We can just focus on the HQM book. So if we go to our first quest line, we can open it. Before we dive too deep into the world of questing, let's focus on the essentials to get you started. Questline features Vanilla, Ex Nihilo, and Tinker's Construct. We can open this up, and it will take you to one of the quests that are already available just because of where it's placed. Exit this quest because you can complete it first, but it's an optional quest in case you want to get more lives. Our first real quest is wood. Wood is essential if you want to gather. Wood is essential if you want to start Minecraft. Gather 16 logs. So we can gather 16 logs of any type. It doesn't matter what type of wood we get. We have 16 logs here, at least. Although it appears. So this is going to. I'm going to make mistakes in my own mod pack. Just know that from the very start. Because I'm not perfect. I made this first quest about 3 years ago, and so I don't really know what it requires. Manual detect. We may have a problem. This is great. Let's try to get 16 spruce and see if it likes that. Hopefully it does. We have 18. There we go. So apparently it doesn't accept rubber trees. That's great. I'll just know that. And so after we complete the challenge of getting 16 oak wood, or 16 wood of any kind, except for rubber perhaps, we get rewarded with 32 more apples and a set of our first armor. And we can also pick an extra reward. We have the option of getting oak wood planks or reward bag. Reward bags are bags that you can open and they contain a random surprise reward in it. There are a set number of rewards you can get from reward bags, but there are several rewards you can get from reward bags that I have added. So, I'm going, for the purposes of this first quest, I'm going to get our reward bag. It is a greater reward bag, which I can open now, and who knows what we'll get. We get Particle Customizer Smoke. Probably one of the worst rewards you can get in this pack, to be honest, but that, you know what, it's fine. It's fine. We won't use that today, we probably won't use that ever. But it's okay. We have a nice little cavius, which is cool. We can definitely be using this for one of our next quests. Which is, first we need to get tools. You must craft basic tools if you want to go anywhere. So, crafting table recipe is the same, just 4 oak planks. We can place it on the crafting table anywhere, and we can make our first wooden tools. It's the same as vanilla, so just shovel, sword, pickaxe, and actually I don't think we needed to make we didn't need to make the sword because it's given to us, but we went ahead and made it anyway. We now have an axe. Great. But you see here that it's not actually complete yet. We can't choose one of the rewards. Instead, we have a second task for this quest. We need to make stone tools. And that requires us, of course, to get stone. We need 3 for the pickaxe. 2, 3. 3 for the axe. 2, 3. And 1 for the shovel. There we go. And we need to make some more sticks as well. It kind of has you jump right into stone tools, so your wooden tools may not actually come in useful. But who knows? Maybe you want some extra tools just in case. And last but not least, we want an axe. Boom! And the quest should be complete. There we go. We have tools. We now get 16 torches and a reward bag or a stone sword. We can make a stone sword very easily. I'm going to claim the reward bag. It's a basic reward bag, which isn't as good as our first, but we got conveyor belts, which again, not too useful, especially right now, but it's fine. We're going to grab 2 more pieces of stone for our stone sword, and also notice that it's quickly becoming night, and we should probably set up a base of some sort. But first, let's protect ourselves with a sword, an axe, a pickaxe, and a shovel, and kind of get ourselves situated. So I'm going to make a few chests, 1 to be exact. There we go. And we're going to place that here just to put some of our necessities in, or not really necessities, just extra junk that we don't need at the moment. We're going to keep our tools on us just in case, you never know. And we can keep the steak. We don't need the apples right now. And let's torch this place up a little bit, because it is very dark, and I want you guys to see, and I also don't want to get hit by monsters. And let's just make sure we're also on a normal difficulty, thank you. Alright, so we have a very nice little cave here. I'm thinking this would actually be a good place to set up base, because we don't really need to build anything. It's an enclosed cave, yet it's very small, so we don't need to worry about extra caves coming out. And we've pretty much already lit it up in its entirety, which isn't bad. So, yeah, I'm going to say this is going to be our starter home. It may even be our permanent home, who knows? Anything can happen. But we do need a wall to protect ourselves on both ends, because it does open up on the other side. We also have this carpet wall, which I'm going to grab using Vein Miner. That will definitely help us with a future quest in a minute. We can grab some more stone just to block off some enemies. And I know I just put this chest down here, and they'll make a mess, but I need to move up this stuff. There we go. Now the only thing that can get in is baby zombies, but that's fine. We can also make this into a crafting station, which keeps the inventory of everything in it. So for example, there we go. If I leave this wood in here, it doesn't fall out, it's not in my inventory, it's just right in the crafting table. We can also make some doors with this, just like a normal crafting table. There we go. And we're going to blockade ourselves in, just for our safety. There we go. We now have nice doors. The other side is, in fact, not as safe, so we can go ahead and block that up right now, grab some more stone along the way. Ah, yes. Hi. We do have armor on. Cool. I thought we didn't put that on, maybe. Yeah, sorry if there is a lag in this. I think it's because I'm recording, which kind of sucks. It's not this laggy when I'm not recording, but it's just something we're gonna have to deal with. I've tried to minimize that as best I can, but it's never going to be perfect, I don't think. What did it? Yes, we were going to block off some of the back door, let's say. Grab a bits of stone here that may be out of place or don't look the best. Yeah, let's grab some of this as well. There we go, that should be more than enough. I don't think we need 2 doors right now, so for now, did I pick up that torch? I have no idea. It's fine. We're going to place that there, and we're going to blockade this off. There we go. We also have some coal here, which I can grab. it'll help us make more torches in the future. And place some torches back there to light it up. More copper as well, which is always good. There we go. So now we have a nice little safe abode to keep us safe for the moment. If we open our quest book after we put down the chest and put down our junk, like so, we will see that our next objective is to get 64 cobblestone, and we were rewarded with an iron pickaxe and a choice of 64 cobblestone or a reward bag. Let's put that new pickaxe to work. So we've already collected a bit of cobblestone, but we haven't, it's not an inventory anymore, so it doesn't count. But we will need to stop mining fairly soon, so I'm going to collect the 64 cobblestone out of a small mine that we're going to create now. And while we're talking about this, I can explain some of what Questing Mayhem is all about. This pack is designed to be a mix between an easy pack that like a newcomer to Questing Mayhem can enjoy, and a harder pack that challenges veterans of Questing Mayhem. I use there's several hard recipes in this pack that I have customly created for the pack itself, and most of those recipes that are custom have a quest associated with them. They may not have a quest in particular, but they may be required to make an item that is for a quest. So there's a lot of subcrafting in this mod pack, and I've designed it so to intend that the pack is to be completed after several months of playing it. So that kind of gives you a time frame of how long this pack will take to play and complete. There is an actual third quest book to this pack, other than Hardcore Questing Mode, which is what HQM stands for, and Better Questing, which the abbreviation for Better Questing is BQ. There's the mod Simple Achievements, which is the very last quest book in the pack. It does not have a recipe, instead you get it from a reward. We need more torches. You get it from a reward as the last quest in the Better Questing book. We have a long time to get to that though, so we're not going to worry about that for now. What we are going to worry about is our lack of torches. We need to get more sticks. There's a zombie at the door. Hello zombie, I'm just going to leave you there. We can get our materials from our chest beside it, and we can grab more torches. These aren't chiseled, and I just made fragmented carbon out of all my coal. Don't suppose, yeah, no. Alright, so what's the uses for fragmented carbon? I wonder. We can methane synthesizer it to make, who knows, gas, I guess? Let's see, filled methane gas, sure. And that's the only use for it. Wow. Well, at least we have that. But we did complete our quest for 64 cobblestone. We're going to be getting a bunch of cobblestone anyway, so that cobblestone isn't going to matter. We're going to choose the reward back instead. Hopefully we may get some more coal to make up for the fragmented carbon. But we got red sand, it's fine. That red sand we can make glass out of it. So that's cool. We can place it in here. We now have an iron pick to replace our nearly broken stone pickaxe. Let's just go mining a little bit to wear off that final bit of the stone pickaxe. You can see we have dark ore. This is added from the mod Evilcraft. It contains the first stage by getting dark gem. This is not used until the second quest book, but you can see that it is used for some extreme recipes. Expect this near the very end of the pack. It gets a bit crazy. But yeah, it's used for many things, and yeah. But we're not going to be using that anytime soon, especially not today. Let's finish out our stone pickaxe by collecting this copper ore, and collecting the Certus quartz ore. Come on, we can get this last piece of Certus quartz. There we go. And we can place a torch down there just in case. And now that we've collected our 64 cobblestone, we can see that we have 3, not just 1, not just 2, but 3 quests that have been unlocked. We have the Civ, we have the Mine Grind, and we have Tinker's Beginning. The Mine Grind is the most interesting, in my opinion, out of all these 3 quests. If we take a look at it, it says now that you have tools and a weapon, it's time to get some resources. This requires us to obtain 32 iron ore, 2 stacks of coal, 32 source quartz of any type, 64 copper, 16 tin, and 32 lead. This quest will take a while to complete. It is one of the most grindy quests in the first quest book. Well, not in the first quest book, in the first quest line. For example, this is the first quest line here. The basics is the first quest line. This is the second quest line, Industrial Revolution. We can get into this more in a minute. So yeah, we have that to work on, which is why I wanted to stop mining very early. It also gives you many rewards, which I think should be worth it. We have Tinker's Beginning. It is time to start Tinker's Construct. There are 4 important blocks you need to make the first 2. 2 are given to you. The other 2 you must make yourself. The 2 you are given are the stencil table and pot builder. Use the stencil table to create stencils needed to make pots for constructing custom tools and weapons. Place blank patterns in the stencil table and select any stencils you want from there. Each time you make a stencil, a blank pattern will be used. The pot builder uses the stencils you make and pretty much any other material of your choice to make the pots for your tools and weapons. Stencils will not be removed when you make a pot. The 2 you must make are the tool station and pattern chest. The tool station is what you used to combine the tool and weapon parts together to make your own custom tools and weapons. The parts will be used up when you use them to store stencil, to make tools or weapon. Make a tool or weapon. Finally, the pattern chest is where you can store stencils. It has exactly enough room for 64 of each stencil. You can also store any and all stencils in any other inventory. Don't worry, you can also make vanilla and other modded tools and weapons. Read through the Materials in New Volume 2 book you get when you complete this quest for more information about all of these tables and how to create tools and weapons. Necessary information will still be provided in the quest descriptions of this book. So that's a pretty lengthy quest description, but essentially it's just telling us to make a tool station and pattern chest, and then it gives us the uses for those blocks, which is nice. We also finally have the sieve. You can put gravel, sand, dirt, dust, and even netherrack into a sieve and right-click it to sift for broken pieces of ores which can be smelted in materials. This is a great way to get a supply of resources. So, the sieve, we can, it does, if we take a look at the sieve recipe, it will say that it requires essentially 18 streaks, so that takes a little while. We'll probably end up completing the Spider Madness quest right here, which just says to collect 28 spiders. I'll read the quest description as well. If you're playing Questing Mayhem on the Hardcore Questing Mode mods, Hardcore, or the Bear Questing mods, Hardcore mode, you only have 3 lives to start out with. This means if you die 3 times, you will no longer be able to play on your world. Either Hardcore Questing Mode hearts or Better Questing hearts, respective of which Hardcore mode you are playing, to gain hearts. This is the only early game and mid-game method of obtaining more hearts. Neither Hardcore mode is active by default. You have to turn it on by typing HQM Hardcore to activate Hardcore Questing Mode Hardcore, or BQ Player Hardcore to enable Better Questing Hardcore in chat. Neither of these commands can be undone. It is possible to have both Hardcore modes active. Kill a total of 20 spiders to get a quarter heart, repeatable every 20 Minecraft days. And the other hut quests say the same exact thing, except for zombies it says zombies, for skeletons it says skeletons, and for creepers it says creepers. They're all the same. I thought I would give that information out, just in case. Is it still night? It is not. It is day, which is fine. We have more coal up there. I'm going to grab that because as we have destroyed all of the coal we have gotten so far, and we need 2 stacks of it. So 3 coal isn't the best, but it will do for now. I want to make this a double chest just so we have more space to store our stuff. As you can see, rubber wood only gives you 3 planks. That is part of the mod by default. I did not do anything with that, but it's fine. We have a double chest now. We can put our tools in here. It's not really needed. We can also put our cobble in here. We have a stack in some of it now. Wood, dark gems, granite, andesite, yeah. Dirt, copper, yeah. If we check our mine grind quest again, it says that we need 64 copper. So, I think the best thing for me to do right now is do some quick mining. Hopefully we'll find a cave. If we look at our minimap in the top right hand corner, we can maybe see, when we get low enough, we can maybe see that there will be some caves around that we can explore and hopefully get some more resources. So let me mine a little bit and I'll be back. Well, the pickaxe has run out, but I do see, if we look at the map, that we have a cave that we're kind of approaching. It's pretty far away, but we can walk towards it. We can also probably find caves on the surface, but until then, we already have 22 iron ore, 6 tin ore, some Cirrus quartz crystals, some silicon, some Minicia essence, which is very useful, especially later on. We may not be using it until a while though, because we do need this, which requires dark power gem, which requires this, which requires a fluid transposer, which is a recipe all in itself, but the intentional ways to get it is through a blood infuser, which, as you can see, requires a blood infusion crystal, which requires another star, which requires this, which there's a loop in it, obviously, so you do need to get the fluid transposer. So to get the fluid transposer, you need a machine frame of any type, redstone reception cores, which is very expensive in terms of redstone, copper gears, bucket, machine frame reinforced, or just basic, which requires tin and all that. So it's a while, and it's not even necessary right now. But I just wanted to show you some of the paths that you can go on in Questing Mayhem to get the simplest item. So, the mine grind has kind of been put to a halt right now because we ran out of pickaxe, but that's fine. We did collect iron so we can replace it. And this will give me a chance to show you one of the earliest, pretty significant recipe changes. A furnace is usually crafted like this. It's not like that in Questing Mayhem, no. Very much too easy. Instead, if we look at a furnace recipe, it instead requires a chest in the middle, because of course, a furnace can store items, and therefore it requires a chest, and I just did it again. So, in that regard, it makes sense that a chest, the traditional and popular item used to store things in Minecraft, would be part of the furnace recipe. There we go. See, it wasn't that hard. We have a furnace now. Amazing. This will require us to use some of our coal. It really sucks that we only have 3 pieces of coal right now, but maybe we can fix that with a sieve. So, if we want to get the sieve, we'll need 18 string. Let's go outside to see if there are any spiders that will be willing to give us their string. As you can see, actually, where is Optifine? I have Optifine installed, I do believe. Yes. Or maybe. Let's check. Should have Optifine installed. I don't actually see Optifine, which is strange. But anyway, that looks like maybe a chance cube? No, or maybe just glitched out water. Who knows? I was going to zoom in on it, but it's too late for that now. If we look at the top, we can also see where the mobs are in this world. It doesn't look like there are that many out tonight, which is strange. But maybe we can go closer and start fighting some things. If we look at the map as well, we can see that we are approaching some sort of structure. Here it is. There is a mod in here, pretty simple mod called Recurrent Complex, which adds randomly generated structures to the game, just out of vanilla blocks. It's very much a vanilla style mod, but it does add some variety to your Minecraft world. So if you're exploring and you come across some randomly generated structure that looks like some ruins or maybe a pyramid or something, that's from the Recurrent Complex mod. It's a nice mod, I think, that adds some variety to the game in an otherwise very tech-based and very magic-based pack. Not very much exploration mods in here. But anyway, we have a chest in here. We can open that up. We actually get cobwebs, which is very useful, because cobwebs, of course, when broken by a sword, give you string. Rotten flesh, which may not be as useful, but we got a lot of paper in that as well, though. Yep, so we have a total of 2 string now, which won't be very useful, but I do see spiders on the minimap, so we can go to them, and hopefully they will provide us more string. There they are. Protected, of course, by a skeleton, because it's Minecraft. And the lag is not helping. That's fine. Remember also that this is a 1.7.10 mod pack. So skeletons, for one, are much harder to kill. And for seconds, you can spam attack. I, for one, am very used to playing 1.12 or 1.9 and above mod packs, because that's more the norm this day and age. But I decided Questing Mayhem should be played in 1.7.10, which is another story that has a backstory to it. I'll probably get to in another episode. We have our first piece of redstone, though, which isn't bad. More spiders on top of this hill, it looks like. I'm looking at the minimap. You can see the spider icons at the top as well. We have 6 pieces of string now. We are slowly but steadily moving towards our goal. Where's this spider? There he is. There also seems to be some string just laying about. It'd be really nice if I could hit you, spider. That would be extremely useful. There we go. I really don't know why. I don't have an explanation for why everything's lagging. I can only assume it's because I'm recording. Maybe I can take a look at that and see if I can improve it, if not fix it, by the next episode. But who knows. Just taking a look around for more spiders. In the minimap, I'm not seeing much. But as soon as I say that, of course, there is a spider in my sight, surrounded by about 5 billion skeletons. So that's always fun. If I could get the string, there we go. We may have our first death here, who knows. Well, that's exciting. I can show you what happens when you die in Questing Mayhem. Let's see. Alright, so we just died. Great. As you can see, you die, it's fine. There is a waypoint that spawns at your death point, so you can kind of tell. It kind of gives you a marker of where you died and where you need to go to collect your stuff. And you don't even need to worry about the 5-minute despawn timer, because everything is put into a gravestone, which spawns at your gravesite, or the place you died, which you can collect, and everything will fall out, and you will have all of your resources that you died with. That is assuming, of course, that you can get to your stuff without skeletons blocking you, and I'm going to die again. Yep. It may be best to wait for day, which is approaching more so than it is leaving. I do notice as well that we have some gold gravel ore here. I did not notice that. This acts just as regular gold ore. It does require a shovel to mine it though, but we can smelt that into gold when appropriate. The sun is coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and travel to our death point. There we go. So as you can see, once you break the gravestone, my sound has turned off for some reason. Anyway, so once you break the gravestone, all your stuff will come flying out. We have all of our materials here, including our 10 string. We also have some humanoid flesh, which is the player of the computer boss, which is my MC username. Let us go here. We can also eat this and roll in an achievement and some bad poison effects. We're cannibal now. Congratulations. So yeah, we have Wither 2 and Blindness for a while, but that's fine. We should not die from it. Alright. So, that mission to collect 18 string wasn't as successful as I wish it would have been. Perhaps later though we can go back out. We also have our head here, which is just a Steve head. We can go back out and collect and get more string. But until then, let's also look at the use for string. We can create spider essence, which comes from spider seeds, which requires a lot of stuff. It requires string, Imperial Essence, which requires Mana Steel and Cobalt, Imperial Essence, which requires, of course, Crucio Essence, which requires Accio Essence, which requires Minicio Essence, which we've already looked at, and yada yada yada. Look at these infusion stones also. They're very expensive. Each of these require 5 of each, and it's just a rabbit hole. This Minecraft mod pack is very much does include a lot of rabbit holes. But while we're waiting, we can get started on Tinkers. Tinkers allows you to create custom tools and weapons that you can fight with and mine with. So we're going to create a tool station and a pattern chest as the quest requests. And so, if we look at the recipe for a tool station, we can see that it requires a crafting table and a blink pattern. Blink pattern is just sticks and wood, as such. So we're going to create a few of these because they will become very useful later. As you can see, we get 4 stencils per craft, so now we have 16. And now I believe it wants us to make a tool station, which is right here. We can make that out of a crafting table. Very easy. Like so. And then that also gives us materials in new volume 2, which is also a quest reward. It's fine, just in case you need a lot of materials in new for some reason. And we also want a pattern chest, and it's pretty self-explanatory, but a pattern chest does require a chest with a stencil. So once again, very easy. Especially since we made all of those patterns. There we go. We now have completed the Tinker's beginning quest. We get a stencil table, a pot builder, which are the other 2 tables that we did not make yet. We get materials in new once again. We get materials in new volume 1. Or we have a choice of materials in new volume 1, a reward bag or 16 blink patterns. Blink patterns are very easy to create. Materials in new won't be necessary, we can also craft it fairly easily. So I'm going to choose the reward bag once again. And it does a good reward bag, and we get a florb of glue. Florbs are interesting. There are many florbs. Pretty much if there's a liquid in the game, there's a florb for it, and many of the florbs are in the Questing Mayhem loot tables for reward bags. If we right click this, it will throw the glue, and it will spawn a puddle of glue right there. As you can see, it gives us slowness and hunger. I hope not, definitely. There we go. And this just acts like a normal pile of glue. It sinks, and we can place it there to get rid of it. Glue is used for not many things, to be honest. Has my FOV changed? No? It feels like... I don't know, it feels like I'm much closer. It feels like I'm still slowed. Yes, I'm very much still slowed. Let's zoom that out a little bit. That feels better. Yeah, so florbs, when they spawn in liquid, they act just like the liquid that they usually make. And we'll probably be seeing those a lot in reward bags. It also wants us to get grout, which will create the smeltery. That may be best to save for another episode, though, because the smeltery is a process in itself that's really getting into tinkers and whatnot. I would like to complete the mine grind before this episode is over, although seeing the time and seeing how much space I have left on my computer, I need to probably end this episode out here. So, next episode will be completing the mine grind, pretty much right off to start with. I'm going to work on completing the mine grind, getting all these resources in between episodes, and by the time we get back, we should start off by completing and picking our reward for the mine grind. We'll also be collecting more string for the sieve, and continuing into Questing Mayhem. That includes Tika's Construct and Ex Nihilo as well. We also have the Enchanting Table quest, which is interesting, to say the least. Alright, thank you for watching this video.